Hi, welcome to organ practice at St. Paul's. This week I'm working on some of the music of the French composer Camille Saint-Säens and one of his preludes in E flat and fugues, in fact. And I just want to show you a little bit of the prelude. When we think about music history and the great child prodigies that have existed in music history, we think, of course, of Mozart and Mendelssohn, and probably I would also include Benjamin Britten in that, who was writing full operas and things by the time he was 15 or so. But one often overlooked one is Camille Saint-Säens, who was a virtuosic player. If I recall correctly, he had his debut playing a Beethoven concerto when he was like 10 years old or something like that. What's interesting about this prelude is that, in a way that we sort of jokingly say about French composers sometimes, there's not much music in it. Well, what I mean by that is there's not a melody. But if we think about it, there's always been a tradition of writing music that just has sort of chords. In fact, recently, I met a person who played in what he was calling a post-rock band, and I listened to much of their album, and what was curious about it, they had 3 guitarists, and there was never a guitar solo or anything. It was all just chords. There was no singer. It was all just a band playing chords. And if you're going to do that and you're just going to play chords, you have to find some other way of making it interesting. The most famous case probably is that first prelude from the Bach's Wohltemper Clavier. And Bach makes it interesting, not only in its simplicity, but the way that the chords fit together. You start drawing connections between the individual notes and sort of creating melodies for yourself as you contemplate it. Well, the Saint-Säens is similar to that in that you're just playing chords. There's a few shifting of the beat things that happen there, a few quasi-melodic lines that happen in the pedal, but overall you're just playing chords. But it's Saint-Säens, so it's virtuosic playing, and it makes it very exciting, even though all you're doing is playing broken chords. So let me give you a sense of this. Here we go. Then we start over again, a break, and then we start off a new phrase. Now a little bit of a melody in the bass. that's the whole prelude, just broken chords, but he makes it incredibly exciting, partially because of the speed and partially because of the compelling nature that the chords have as they connect one to another. So thanks for listening, and tune in again soon.